So guys, not long after Wike had a clash with Lieutenant Yerima, which is a naval officer, guess what? This headline here says that Lieutenant Yerima escapes assassination attempt in Abuja. So the question now is that who is that person that is behind this attempt of assassination? Because many are asking questions. Are you sure that this is not a planned attempt by somebody or some group because of what happened before? But nobody is sure. Like they said that there's some investigation going on. But I'll let you guys take a listen at some reactions of Nigerians from Aisha Yusuf then to the rest. But I want to get your views in the comment section. And if you're new, guys, subscribe to my channel. Take a look at this video, guys.
This is the breaking news. Lieutenant Yerima escapes assassination attempt in Abuja. And it says a young Nigerian Navy officer, Lieutenant A.M. Yerima, who recently had a confrontation with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, reportedly escaped an assassination attempt on Sunday evening. Military sources told Vanguard that Yerima was trailed by unidentified men dressed in black and riding in two unmarked Hilux vans with no number plates. The vehicles allegedly followed him from the NIPCO filling station off the Lane Expressway to Gado Nasco Way. According to the source, the officer noticed the surveillance and executed a strategic maneuver, successfully evading the suspected assailants. The incident reportedly occurred around 6:30 p.m. The source added that the matter is under investigation and is receiving the seriousness it deserves, noting that further details are being withheld so as not to compromise the process. The development comes days after Lieutenant Yerima, while on duty with other security personnel, engaged in tense confrontation with FCT Minister Nyesom Wike over a disputed land site in Gadua district. The clash, captured on video, sparked widespread public debate and prompted intervention from the presidency, which subsequently halted the demolition exercise at the site. I didn't even know that this thing, that the presidency had even weighed into this whole issue. Because honestly, I saw someone at the former Senate president today, was it today, but has been, went to see, I think he went to see Tinubu, if I'm not mistaken, on the issue of this whole issue and the fact that the military should be respected. In some of the videos that I did before, there's something going on. It's tense, you understand? And any government that is sensible, even this illegitimate one, I would expect they would be sensible, is that you do not go into a place where you're going into a confrontation with the military. You always want to have, a good relationship with the military. Of course, Wike being Wike, we do whatever it is that he's doing. Following the incident, military veterans nationwide criticized Wike for verbally insulting the officer and rejected calls for disciplinary action against Yerima. Spokesman for the Coalition of Retired Veterans, Abiodun Durowaye Herbert, warned that ex-service members would occupy the office and residence of the FCT minister if the officer faced any punishment. In short, it's not even just the officer. All over the country, people have rallied around this young man who stood up, who courageously, with all costs, he stood up to Wike's bully and refused to cower before him. He stressed that military personnel owe allegiance to Nigeria, not individual public officials, and insisted that Wike must apologize for his remarks. How can a public office holder call an officer a fool on camera? He queried, adding that such conduct undermines our national institution and demeans the dignity of public office. Meanwhile, the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru, has assured that no military personnel acting lawfully will be sanctioned over the altercation. We will always protect officers and our armed forces personnel on lawful duty. Badaru said during ministerial briefing for the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration at the National Defense College. Any officer on lawful duty will be protected if he is doing his job lawfully and doing it well. Veterans had earlier vowed to mobilize and occupy the FCT ministry if Lieutenant Yerima faced any form of disciplinary action. This is really quite worrisome. Just saying this, and of course, you see the conversation going on in other by other tweets and on social media and all of that. And this is the Vanguard newspaper, so it's not just anyhow that you say it's a blog that is carrying this here, and it now is something that is quite worrisome. that you never can say, honestly. Yeah, nothing can be taken for granted. You cannot just assume that, oh, nobody can think of doing this. Let me just look at some of the comments, that are coming out. Like this person, Timileyi the Silver, said, I know a lot of people will view Wike as number one suspect. However, I believe he can't be foolish enough to make this kind of move. There are people who are trying to create chaos with this issue. This is obviously set up by people who want to oust Wike as the Minister of FCT. That's what Timileyi da Silva is saying. Then Kunta Kinte, someone who calls himself Kunta Kinte, that's the name he has. He say you people like Wike. Their ego is the last thing they will allow, Bruce. And then Eden Johnson says, it is not about attempt, it's about the state of the country. If it ever succeeds, you guys don't want to use your hands to wake the military. Uptown of Lagos said, Rivers rascality has been moved to the Federal Capital Territory. Thank you, Tinubu. Gitalian says, I think some people are trying to set Tinubu government up using Wike and Yerima issue, but I can't just prove it. God will always protect Lieutenant Yerima for us. Another person said, if this news is true, it is clear indication of what might happen next. The military will not take this. Politicians should not think the military are cowards. It might lead to something more worse. Our politicians should tread with caution. Military is military, no matter what. Before I go on, let me just talk on where this particular person has spoken about, because at the end of the day, like you rightly said, military is military. There has to be a certain harmony that is maintained, a certain respect and dignity that is accorded. You cannot go looking for trouble where there is none. And whatever that is done, this young man's life should be protected. It has to be protected, by whatever that it's needed for it to be protected with, by the state, by the military, by security agencies. This now becomes a top priority issue, because you don't want any trigger. You don't want anything that can trigger. To what many people don't understand is that Nigeria is on the edge. Don't forget that you see this, but half of the laughter that is going on is people hiding their pain. It's people using laughter to hide the pain they are going through, what they are going through. It got through. If something just happens, it's going to cause an explosion that we might not even know where it's going to get to or end at. So let us just let everything be done, to protect this young man. May God continue to be by his side and protect him.
Identify yourself, and he cannot identify himself. The best thing he could do is to start insulting
everybody. Do you now accept that what you did is wrong?
You are the one that did wrong things.
Go and report.
You are the one doing wrong things, because you said you are an officer, and we asked you to identify yourself, and you could not do. The best thing you could do is to telling people that everybody are nonsense.
No, I didn't even see him. I didn't see it.
Somehow this Yerima story is not going away. In the morning we had discussed about police coming out clearly to deny there's no report of anything that sounds like assassination or whatever. And Philip, I think you were on the table when we were discussing that. It appears to be that the news was not fabricated completely, but why there may not be assassination, there was event, something happened. Later we tweeted and said, when police stops you, what should you do? When police stops you, what should you do?
I'll stop. But I don't support police being on the highway. That's my first take. Number one, I've traveled all around the world. I don't see where police block highway or road. I'm going home in the night. I'm supposed to be going to my house. Police will block the road. For the next 30 minutes, I'm on the road.
I understand. You are speaking for personal experience.
Yes, I'm going to talk about the other one. Then the second one, I think the Nigerian police were also conservative with their speech. They knew what happened. They would have given it to us.
That's right. So I will come to you on that. Police were aware of this incidents. They were aware of this incidents. Certainly. Because the people we saw on that video are police officers. Yet they released a statement that no such thing happened. I mean, they should have gone further to clarify to the public that what happened was that this young man was stopped during their normal police checks, which today is not considered illegal. They still do it. It's not considered illegal. That instead of identifying himself, he went ahead to do so. Why did they pick that portion away? By simply denying that nothing happened, warning people from carrying fake rumors or things like that. I mean, this is not an assassination. Make it clear. Inform the people. Let the people know.
No, for the first time, I'm going to speak for the police.
Certainly.
You know, the police, what they did what they did because they did the right thing. The story in the media was that Lieutenant Yerima, the man who had orchestration with the minister of the FCT, Wike, escaped an assassination. The police is saddled with responsibility of curbing crime.
Certainly.
The police said from their records, there is no report in any of their station intimating them of Yerima being attacked or was, pretend to be attacked and escape from assassination. So you cannot relate that story to what you saw on video. It was on further investigation, or rather, because this story, it was going somewhere. You remember you said it was Larry, the spokesman of the Minister of FC, that tweeted to exonerate his boss, who went further, to do further investigation. Because if our call at night and the child died in the morning, you go to somewhere to exonerate his boss, said they had to do additional work. It's not for the police. The story the police were debunking was the story of assassination. It is not a matter for them to explain what happened at every road checkpoint in Abuja.
All right.
What the video you are seeing is one of those incidents that happened at one of the police checkpoints in Abuja. So it is left for those who are involved in this speculation to say that, look, this is what actually happened. It is not part of what the police will respond to.
Well, good. I think I have affinity with what you are saying, because today police checkpoints are not illegal. Particularly in
Okafor,
I'm coming to you. I'm coming. Officially, police checkpoints.
Officially, police checkpoint have been told not to block the road.
I'm coming. You are allowed in Nigeria today.
They are allowed to stop and search.
Yes. So,
not to block the road.
No, not. The problem here is not blocking the road.
Okay. That's the problem.
So listen.
Yes.
At police checkpoint, you were stopped. You were asked to wind down. You refused. Eventually, you wind down. You were asked to identify yourself. You refused. Instead, you were calling other naval officers while insulting the policemen on official duty. The unofficial duty, we have not claimed that these policemen were on illegal duty. The policemen didn't allow you to go until your colleagues came and identify you. You left and saw the story. So now, you see, there is no arm of government that is superior to another one, because they are all doing, it's like the whole lot of your body. Your hand works, your ear works, your eye works. It is the duty of police. The entire nation is on the police. Police, if they are on official duty and they stop you, you should stop. Why will you refuse to identify yourself?
Okay, so number one, I want to first of all talk about what Philip said. If the police has a duty to inform, when we had the other discussion, I said something. I said the authorities must always tell us the true state of issues.
Yes.
I don't think that Lere should be the one to be telling us what has happened.
Yes.
These are out of line. You see, the police have the information. You see, we are a country.
Yeah, but
no, hold on.
I'm not. I've said that already.
No,
so we maximize our time. I've said that already.
Then
the police should have used the opportunity to tell us, particularly when the person's name was also in their purview of report.
That's number one. Number two, from the video we watched just now, Yerima showed his identity card. If we can watch the video again, he showed his. I don't know if his colleagues came, but Yerima showed after they are talking, he still showed his identity card. Listen, we are not on the side of anybody, whether Yerima or the police.
Exactly.
What is right is what we want in our country. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Yerima, if he gets to a checkpoint, I don't know if he's authorized to carry a car without a number. These are some of the ills in the society.
That's what we are saying.
How can somebody carry a car without number?
Without license.
Do you understand what I'm saying? The car is also tinted. Then when you get there, until you are pressured beyond what they should not pressure.
Let me come to you. Let me come to you. Nobody's alleging that. We have seen our soldiers lose their life because of sabotage.
Yes.
We have seen our soldiers lose their life because they claim that information from their camp was leaked to us outsiders. Nobody is too pure, too righteous not to be under the law. And that's why we have the law. A young officer like that, lieutenant permitted by law in Nigeria. Even I see generals going to work, I see the star. It's only those maybe on a covert operation, that you see their numbers covered or something. Even a general going to go in the morning, you can go and stand in front of the defense. You will see generals coming in. You see their 1 star, you see the 2 star, you see it in their number. So a lieutenant also driving with a Camry, that car looks like Camry.
Yes.
With number sealed. And the police officers are stopping you. At the end, we make crime, we make an event out of it. What does it show about impunity we have?
You see, too wrong doesn't make it right. But the point that the tweet we are looking at, it says that you were asked. It's a reported story from a third party, which means it was not there. That is why, you know, PK had to say that the man displays his ID card.
Yeah.
So we cannot take this story in its entirety.
Yeah.
Having said that, nobody is above the law. The law is the supreme organ of the land. If the law requires vehicle to be licensed and no vehicle should be driven without having license plate number, so that if the vehicle is used to commit crime, the police can trace it, then what happened there is not right. It's also from the report we had, you know, the police, you know, we were told that he was asked to identify himself and he refused. You know, he was kind of detained and he was insulting the police officers, which was what we spoke against, that when Wike insulted him, everybody went against Wike. But in this case, in this video, there's nothing to show where he was insulting the police officer. That was the report of Larry, so we cannot take it wholeheartedly. Now, having said that, no, Yerima is not entitled to drive a vehicle with a license plate number covered. But again, I had to say this. Yerima just had an altercation with a very powerful man in the society. He had to be conscious of the society he lived. You understand Nigeria. He had to be, we have had stories. Yeah. People with police uniform do a lot of things. So as a security officer, what I can deduce from what happened there, he was taking a precaution. That's why he had to press that button for his colleague to come in case these people who are here are not officially police officers. So you cannot blame him entirely for the action he took and the story he put out there. Because he doesn't know the intention of the people that are there.
I think we are coming on the transparency of the entire matter, which I think you were trying to jump on before. The police had made statement on this. They know Yerima was at the forefront, and they have said that we do not have such report or record of assassination. Clear. Then what is it that stopped the police, knowing that the public wants to be educated, they want to know? What is it that stops the police from saying why it was not assassination? Our officers who were officially on duty accosted the young officer, Lieutenant Yerima, but there was altercation. But that's not assassination, just for the public to know. Rather, they weren't warning the public that they should discard any such whatever. Why? Let me read part of the statement that police released. So the public is advised to disregard this false information and desist from spreading unverified claims capable of causing unnecessary panic. Why didn't they verify the claim? Let people know. People who carry fake rumor.
Why didn't they just tell us? Because I'm of the view, I'm not 100% sure that the police knew what happened. The police in this case, they are subject to the Nigerian police force, not to the Minister of Federal Capital Territory or Lere, the spokesperson. I don't know if you understand. How could this information, that's my pain, will be emanating from Lere? I don't know if you understand. The guys that took the video were Nigerian police force men. I don't know if you understand. They are subject to the IG of police and the commissioner of police in FCT. They could have extracted this. How is it coming from Lere? Okay, but we have structures in Nigeria. We are a nation. I don't know if you understand. Every department has a way it deals out this information. Even the Nigerian army, they have first of all sent out this story because notable newspapers or media houses.
Okay,
put out
now
this
let me
thing.
call you.
And if they could put out this thing, that means they also knew what happened.
Okay, let me come to you. Philip was making excuse, which is reasonable. I mean, for somebody like the officer, I know, who happened to have altercation with the minister and maybe being careful or being scared, it's natural for anybody. But can I say it? A lot of people have also have altercation with the minister, and so for a lot of people's property has been demolished. Some even end up saying they fought the police officers that came with development control to demolish their property. Do they start going about with sealed vehicles?
No,
or
I don't completely agree with what Philip said. Of course, it could be an argument.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
If the young man knows that he has had an altercation and there are issues, probably maybe the army, or I'm just gesticulating, that they gave him that card to be using. When he gets there, we all praised Yerima's calmness when he responds to Wike. Listen, everybody is important. You may get to somebody's gate. The gate man say, "Oga, please, can I know you?" You can't tell him, "Do you know me? Do you know me?" And you put your way. He doesn't know you. He wants to know you.
That's right.
So he will ask you. I'm sure if at the first instant they stop him, car tinted, plates. Sealed.
Yes,
he will wind down and just bring his Nigerian army ID card, no matter how small it is. You understand? He shows them. I'm very certain and sure that they will let him go. Not them even knowing that his name is Yerima. Do you understand? So
and let me be honest with you. You might be surprised that this. Let me tell you, our Nigerian police officers are overworked too. We don't know. You might be surprised that those officers, they will not even recognize him. That is Yerima. How many of them know him? They don't even know him. They don't have all the time with social media like other people.
That brings us to the point that I'm making. Saying that the Nigerian police, in releasing information to the public, they were economical with information. That I will not agree, because I can't help but to speak for the police. We have over 100 checkpoints in Abuja here, and they cannot have every report at their disposal at the same time. So when the information of assassination came out and they found out from their station,
this one, let me come to you. Philip, every second, like every morning, the IG shot all the things happening in Nigeria. Police are having the report almost at any time. That I can tell you.
I agree. The point I am making here is that, look, there was a story of a man who escaped an assassination, and there was no report of that story.
Let me ask you a conscious question. Do you think that at the time, do you believe in your mind that at the time the police was releasing this information to the public that there was no assassination report, there was nothing like that? Do you think police have not seen this video?
They may have seen the video, but they would have been able to relate it to the story of the assassination.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Now, are you trying to tell me that how did they now know that there was no assassination attempt?
Because there was no report of such in any of their projects.
No. They won't give those kind of statement that there's no assassination attempt if there's no report. That's what they will now. Hold on now. What they will now do is to scan through their police station. Listen, the police is more wired than you think.
Let me tell you. Before police will go around and say there's nothing of such in our network, they are more wired. Exactly. The Nigerian police, you don't know them.
I'm not disputing that part.
They get their report all the time.
I am not disputing that point you are making. The point I am making, if you are going to debunk a story of assassination report, you cannot relate it to every incident that happened in every second point.
So this has come out to the public now. There was no assassination. It was a normal duty of the police trying to do their job. And Yerima was stopped, finding a young officer. There's no way they will know he's an officer until you identify yourself. No driving around with camera on what is it called? Camry. With a sealed number.
And tinted glasses.
And the police who are on official duty should be able to stop you for you to identify yourself.
So guys, what do you make of those videos you've watched? What do you make of this? Let me get your views in the comment section, because this is a serious case now. Ever since that Yerima had an issue with Wike, he has been the talk of the town, where they've talked that he don't have respect, he have respect, this one, that one. And guess what? I'm happy that the senior officers are actually behind him, saying that nobody have the right to do anything against him, that so far he's on law, that is on duty. And he did things lawfully, because he never insulted the FCT minister. Rather, the FCT minister was insulting him, calling him all sorts of names, which he actually denied that he didn't call him those names. But we all saw that the video went viral, that the FCT minister insulted the naval officer. So I'd love to get your views in the comment section, and if you are new yet to my channel, please do it to subscribe and share videos. I'll see you guys in my next video, guys.